Hello and welcome to another stellar episode of the Hellion Rebellion Rock and Roll Association. Welcome Hellions, Helliots, welcome Associates. Tonight we are going to the country of Wales, and more specifically, the city of Cardiff. Cardiff, Wales is roughly populated by around 400,000 people, 380,000 people. It is the capital of Wales, and it is also the home to a band that for years I actually thought was from Australia. And that band is Budgie. Budgie would get started in 1967, 1968. They would be an enormous influence on the new wave of British heavy metal and bands like Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath. They're often considered a proto metal band. It's hard for me to say that they're the first metal band because I often say that Sabbath is. That's where my argument is, and that's where I stand. But I would definitely call Budgie a proto metal band. And again, they were highly influential with all of those bands, as well as the speed metal and thrash bands of the 80s, like Metallica, who would go on to cover Budgie songs. Budgie is a hard rocking little unit, but they were also very progressive for their day. They are definitely a band's band, a group of musicians that other musicians love. And they have a seriously huge cult following. They were never really that big in the United States, with the exception of the state of Texas, specifically Houston and Dallas, and St. Louis, Missouri, if you can believe that, was the other major city that really embraced this band. I wasn't there in the beginning, so I didn't find Budgie until Metallica covered Crash Course in Brain Surgery on the Garage Days revisited EP. But when I heard that song for the first time, I had to know, who is this Budgie? In case you're wondering, a Budgie, which this picture doesn't really do it justice. Is a tropical bird that people keep as pets. They in the United States and I think Canada, we call these birds parakeets, but in the UK as well as Australia, they're called budgies. The whole idea behind the band name was that they were this really hard rocking, explosive band, but they were going to use a mascot that really kind of was the opposite of what you would think of that sort of thing, is why they decided to call themselves that. Other than that, I don't really know much more about Budgie. This is probably, if this isn't their last album, this is probably their second to last album. This is an 80s album. Like I said, they started in 67, 68, and they would go on to 83 or 84. This came out in, I think, 82. And the writing was on the wall, much like in the 90s with the grunge movement. Bands like this heard Motley Crue and Rat, and they knew that their time was probably up. However, by the time of the late 90s, early 2000s, 2005, 6, somewhere around there, I could definitely see Budgie making a big comeback. Um, ever since those years, there has been quite a resurgence of rock and roll. So, I've had a tough time figuring out what I want to play for you tonight, but I think I finally figured it out. I'm going to play you a hard rock and blues number, but it also demonstrates their progressive rock qualities as well, and is what they're really known for, is by blending these two styles together. So we're going to listen to a song called Gunslinger. There you go, Gunslinger by Budgie. Um, Probably the greatest band that ever came out of Wales. Um, I would love to see this band. I don't know if these guys are still alive or what, but hell, if they are, come on, let's do a tour. I would love to see these guys. That's all I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. That's some hard rockin', progressive, somewhat psychedelic music right there. Very different for its time, and to this day, Budgie is still holds their own as being a fairly original band. So there you go. Remember, reduce, reuse, and recycle, and I will see you next time.